How do we begin this video? Should we begin with April showers bring May flowers? The words that we speak, what is the spell that they create? What is the spell that they create? It's 1:11. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with this video. I delayed myself from preparing, so I guess again another video where I am not prepared. So just give me a minute. I'm going to be back in 1 minute. You want to come in from the outside? Are you going to come in? Or are you going to sit on the balcony? Which one? Coming in? Come in. Don't stare at me. Come in. Come. Come. Okay, stay up. Stay out. Okay. We're going to check see who's here. I'm going to go ahead or there. I'm going to go to see if anybody's here. Let me start this video. Go ahead or there. I'm going to go to see if anybody's here. Okay, very good. Thumbs up. And usually I'm just about ready to end the video now or nobody's here, but that's okay because I just showed up. So the one that shows up. So first, let me introduce myself and tell you what I do. So I'm trying to understand, how is there possibly a God? How is there possibly a God that is connected to all of us? What would I have to imagine that if I was a God that I would want to create anything at all for anybody else? Wasn't it just good enough for myself? What is the analogy, description, definition of the word God? Because when I will look at a basic alphabet, I say gates of Omega divide. I see C for creator. So can it be creator God? And it's ironic that those numbers creator God, 6 and 6 equals 12, 1 and 2 equals to 3, 3 is C. Creator God, which is G, which is now 8 and 8 equals to 16, 1 and 6 equals to 7. We now have 37, which is half of Jesus, which is 74, and energy, which is 74, which is power, which is 77, which is point, which is 74, PowerPoint, 77, 74, energy and matter, Jesus Christ. What is walk? What is bool? What is time? 47. What creates these numbers? The stories I tell come to you from connecting numbers, from mathematical, simple equations that bring numbers to tell stories. I just used 66, which created 3. Both 6 and 8 divide the gates of the cat in the house of the dog, the canine. K is the 11th letter. 9 is the 9th letter. Believe it or not, the word 11 is 6 and 3. Now, if you want to do something about 11, we're going to work on something about 11. You got any questions? Let's work on, actually, we're going to work on both 9-11, right? You want to work on 9-11? And I wrote this down a little bit earlier, and I'm going to see if I can find it, right? I need like 10 heads over here, like everybody looking back to something that I wrote. Can I find it? Can I find it? Oh, just let me look back. Silencieux, to be quiet. The muffler system is the exhaust. To exhaust yourself is not to be quiet. To have the digital and analog exchange, the transfer system, the system that we don't see. Understanding -1 and +1. How do we get from -1 to +1 without going through 0, or for 0 having a value? What is that value? What can we give as a value to 0? So let me look. You see, that was I was bringing in a 0 value. At the same time, it's multiple stadiums. You see this brick mark in between the single area, a 4, so what is that? 1, 2, a 4 by 1 area. See that? It goes in between here and in between here and in between here. Are we talking about exo? Because this entire piece here is 66, 66. Why is it 666? What is 666? In fact, what is any 3, 1? Or is it 2? What is this? Right? Now, if you're going bowling, right? If we were going bowling, we would be bowling this way to set up that. Unless you want to look at it this way. This way, I can split the ball right through, creating the splits. But in this one here, the only way to knock out the 6 pin is to do this. It just so happens that Mars is number 51, and we have 2 lines over here. Earth is 52. You ever hear the spirit of 76? 5 and 1 is 6, and this is 7. Or how about understanding the Roman numerals, where V in French would be V for life. And sometimes we take life for example. In French, they exchange the sound of these 2 words, and they show up right over here. Just to note that the extremities of this cube are 10. The extremities, but there's only 9, starting with what we're going to do here. I'm a little all over the place, so let's see if I can back this up. I was going to show you 9, 11. So if I have 2 over here, and I have 9 over here, I have 2 and 9 equals to 11. Or 2 and 7, right, equals to 9. Can we do that? What happened to 1? Well, 1 and 8 equals to 9. But I can't do that. I can't go anything to equal to my 11. At the same time, just give me a second. I'm trying to process something through my mind. So what has to happen is we're going to have to, see, we'd had to do 2, 9. So what about 3? So now what we're going to have to do is 3 and 8 equals to 11. So now we have 3 and 8 equals to 11. This is how it's going to begin. We have the lower side and the higher side. The low starts with AB. A and B noted that the surface of this cube, right, is the same surface as this cube. There are 9 for every single side. And within one side, you have 2 and 9, 11. You notice that with this one here, I could not use the 9, but the 9 was the answer. And in this one here, I could not use the 1, and 11 was the answer. 1 and 1. The 1 came out over here. So now if we're going to continue this, we're going to go 4 and 7 equals to 11. And then we already did, and we're going to go 3 and 6 equals to 9. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So what does that do for us? Well, we have ABC equals to 6, and we have DCB equaling to 9. That's our rotation of the 2 houses. But when you associate the 2 houses together, notice that in the 6th house, right, you do not use a 9. The 9 is barred. And in the 9 house, the 1 is barred. And that's where you get C19. You can look at it that way. You can put it any way you want, but mathematically, 1 times 9, 1 plus 9 was going to give you what is 10 and 9 equaling to this quest. But when you minus the 10 from 9, you get A1. 1 through 19 equals to a total of 190, equaling to the same thing. 19 times 3 is 57. 19 times 4 is 76. 7 and 6 becomes what is Earth. Here you now have what is 4 and 7. So now we've connected what is 1 and 8, what is 2 and 7. And now where will we get the next answer from? Well, we're going to get one more answer through 5 and 6 equals to 11. And we're going to go from here over to here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go from here to here, and 4 and 5 equals to 9. So now we know 4, 5, and 6 equals to 9, 11, and the letters that associated with that are the Fed. Hold on a second. I think I got... I just wanted to see if I had something scratching at the door. You scratching at the door? You scratching at the door? I'm going to let you in. I'm going to let you in. You waiting to come in? Yeah? There you go. Door is wide open. Come in. Okay. You're scratching at the door. Door is open. Come in. Welcome. Welcome. Come in. There you go. Yes, with all the love. There you go. There you go. How you doing, Miss Muffy? How you doing? How you doing? You're gonna stay down there now? What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do? We gotta go back to the desk so I can try and see if my Ukrainium is working. Right? You ever think of that before? Right? Ukrainium, the mind of it all. Where is the mind? Where is the mind field? Is the mind field dangerous when you start to use the mind and you start to use the mind in the field? It's good for one role only. And when you have the role in the mind field, it becomes 2, it becomes 3, it becomes 4, it becomes 5, it becomes 9, it becomes 11, I think it becomes 12. That's the mind field. Now, if you want to find where this information is, go to the game of craps. And when you get to the game of craps, you will see the field. When did God create? Who did God create? Why did God create? If you were to build your own world, how would your world be? And would you rest on day 7? That if you started on day 1 and you created to day 6, on day 7, would that be day 1 again? Ask yourself that question. Would it be day 1, or would it be a bridge? You have to hold the bridge because there's your world and the created world. Or should we look at that a little bit different? So let's finish off with this. We're going to finish off with this 9-11 bit. So you can see we connected what was 3 and 8, 11, and 2 and 9, 11, and 6 and 5, 11. We also noted that 6, 5, and 4, 7. Sorry, 6, 5, and 4, 5 will create what is 9, 11. Both of them joined at the 5 position in the E world. See the way that goes through? So now our 365 days a year are 365 days a year, 9, 11, and 47, 11, 9, 11, 11. It's 3, 6, 5, 9, 11, 11. So we shot from here. Now, what happens from here 1 through 2, 8 into 9? Because if we have this going this way, then we should have one of them going this way. Now, the thing is, see, we went through the area. See this area over here? Usually the artwork is supposed to tell a story of what is going on or the reason it got created. So the question is, what's going on with this element over here? Are we going through this? Does this get to spin all the way around? Remember, we're seeing this in a flat surface formation. So what is going on here? What is actually going on with this? Is it showing me I have 2 houses? I have the 9 house and the 11 house, because on this side, I have an 11 and I have a 9. And in the center, do I split this 8 with the 3, 8, 11 and the 1, 8, 9? 3 and 8 is monkey. And remember before, how did we get, there was a number I was looking for. I think it was 3 and 7, where I went 66 and 88. That's where this whole thing developed. And in 66, we're going to have 33 come together, right? So if we have 33 come together, then we're going to have what is 44 come together. Or if we had maybe 62 come together, we're going to have 51 come together, Queen and the Mars. Or 5 and 1 come together to where 33 comes together. So now that if we have 5 and 3 come together, then we're going to get what is 2 and 4 coming together. The Cat and Electric Company, EC, any craps. Now, they say any craps, but they use what they say, it's craps 11. When you say craps 11, what you're talking about is you're talking about 1 and 1, you're talking about 1 and 2, and you're talking about 6 and 6. This is a losing hand. A winning hand, okay, is going to be what is 5 and 6, 11. That is your winning hand. And your 11 is found with this one over here, your F on your alpha beta creation. And this is your basic Samsung. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. But this is basically 23EF that comes into right over here. These two must work together. The house of BC. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Creation of the seventh gate. And there's more than this because 66 is not alone. 66 and 5 and 7, 12. And 4 and 8, 12. And 3 and 9, 12. In this one over here, 4, 16, you were going to get 8 and 8 and 9 and 7, 16. How will you get the 7? Because 3 and 9 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 4 and 8 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 7 and 5 is 12. How are we going to get this 7? Well, we're going to go 3 and 4 is 7. We're going to go 2 and 5 is 7. We're going to go 1 and 6 is 7. So now we're connecting what is our 7 and what is our 3s through 12. And here's the other way to create it. On the high side, it's 9 and 7. And I think in a previous, oh no, I was doing that on 9 and 8, what I was working on before. Just give me a second. Was I working on that 1938? Okay, I don't want to do that one. Anyway, so we see what's going on over here. I'm not really sure which way to go with that. But if I bring back that same design, let me see. I'm going to do it this way. Let me see if I do it that way. And you notice that I crossed over in between this area over here. So 1 second. I just got this. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I had somebody left me some information. Hold on. Okay. Just some weird stuff. I had a thought in my mind, and it's sort of like is happening, and what this thing is happening. So, anyways, we're going to show you this one little design that from this to this is. I believe that our creation, everything comes with signs, pieces, and parts. Um, like this over here, I can do this and I can do that, but that's complete. If I don't do that, what I can do is I can do this. At the same time, I can do that, and they're not the same. Or I can do this. Okay, you see that? Or I can do that. All from that. And if you notice, I'm on an angle here to the left and to the right. I am on the above angle over here. I am on the, well, did I do that already? I'm on the above angle over here. So if you notice, these two are the same, except this line goes this way, this line goes straight. This one here, right? And now this one here. So if you notice, they're both off to the left and the right, except this one goes straight and this one goes through. I like to note that Mars is usually the singular line that cuts through everything, cuts everything in half, and Earth becomes the double line. But if you're building to the right, or if you're building to the left, we're unsure where those towers are, right? Building number 7. When you see 2, we always know building number 7 is not far behind. When we see building 2, we have 7 more in its range. We have 7 more in its range. Okay, so we did that. I did this. I'm going to have a little sip of my tea. It doesn't look like there's anybody here because I have my own page open, but that's okay. I don't know why, but oh. Just give me a second. I lost my page. I wanted to go to Rumble for 1 minute. Okay, I can see I'm here on Rumble, and it looks like I'm the only one watching, or maybe not. I have to get that out of my head. Let me go back to my stream. Okay, StreamYard. So we saw what that did. Another thing I worked on today, and I am all over the place. Maybe we're going to do number 5 now, because number 5, what divides into what does the 5 divide into? 5 only divides into 5, 10, 15, 20. It only divides into something that ends in a 5 or ends in a 0. If it ends in a 0, 5 divides into it. 5 is what is a half. 2 and 5 work together. I'll cut it in half. I'll double it up. I'll cut it in half. I'll double it up. I'll cut it in half. I'll double it up. 2 and 5 working together. Half and half. Mars. Half and half. Now, if you come to Earth, you now have a transmission or a transition. You went from the creation life, you went to being created on day 6 because you were already created. You were made in the image of God, therefore you are God, therefore you already existed. So you were already creation, and you went into restoration of your creation, or you were recreated. That's where you became what is CC. Command and create, Jesus Christ, whichever way you want. We were created into the mirror world. So now all of a sudden, instead of just having 6, you need 66. You need the 6 for who you are. You need the 3 for what it was to create 6 in the image of. Plus, you need everything else that goes along. You need the house. You also need you need the communication. So you need the in signal and the out signal. So now you need 6. That's the way I see it. But When you need 6, what about the transition? I mean, if you want to put something in the cupboard, so you bring home a box that's 2x4, you have to have 2x4 space in the closet. So now you have an empty closet that you brought something home that you put somewhere, you put it somewhere else, plus you're going to eat it. So you sort of need 3 of those elements. Another thing that's easier is to note that here to here is a straight line. But if I draw a line anywhere down here between here and here, and I draw a line anywhere down here, that's going to let me go around. Otherwise, I'm going this way. So I'm asking myself, what's the difference between a straight line, right? And here's 2 points, right? If I just put that point here, it'll be like that, right? So I'm going to go around like that, turn around the corner, or I'm going to go around like that, right? Whoa, I got to fix that. Just give me a second here. So I got to start learning these circles, because every time I see really something like that, I'm always thinking of something like this. I'm always thinking of something like that. But anyways, regardless of that, of my thoughts, let me take off this autofocus. Okay, follow what I'm saying? The eye of a circle. Do I have any extra paper here? The eye of a circle, right? If you have that and that, I don't look at it that way. I look at it. That's one part of the circle. Or, sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Well, I can do it that way if you want. And then we have the other side of the circle. Now, this side is looking that way, and this side is looking that way. So I got an eyeball on you, right? And usually when you see the eyeball on you, you're going to have to go up. Just give me a second here. I know I have it somewhere, but I'm going to look it up. Since we're in the after the death and before the Christ, I got an eyeball on you in CB codes. You see, CB codes, the 1020 code over here is I got an eyeball on you, right? I can see between the two sides, right? 10 splits 20. 10 splits 20. House of creation, maybe, right? 10 splits 20. So this is one little piece. And I, believe it or not, is 575, and the moon electric is the same numbers. Ball equals to 27 because of Venus, the house of 8. 27, 54, 81, the house of Tucson. Tucson, Arizona, from A to Z, equaling to 351. Creation in Mars. How about electric company? 35 of the one spirit connect. Or how about 13 connected to the moon and the passage in the E world? But multiply everything by 3, and then multiply everything by 4, and your life is everything in between. Even as we have the 3 lines for the Twin Towers. And if we turn that sideways, right? If we turn this sideways, right? Here we have our Y between -1 and +1, or is that 1, 1, and 1? How can we create 3 areas between -1 and +1? Or should this be -1.5 and +1.5? What do we find to be, what is this area over here? How do these two come to -1 and +1? How do they meet? Where is the 0 area? Or are we living always at 0.5? Right? 5 is one of those funny numbers because 5 is a huge number. It's like one of the biggest numbers. What do you get when you split 1 in half? When you split number 1 in half, you get 5. Because to double it up becomes 1. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. I don't care if there's a decimal point here, there, or anywhere. It still has a full value for the area space that it attends. So this is going to create 5. Now, the next highest number to 1 is 9. And that'll give you 4.5. So 1 and 9, just like in your 9 and 11, what is high, what is low, what exists in one does not exist in other than the totality. And by the way, if you're playing blackjack, the game of 21, where you get paid 1.5, now they're making it pay out 6.5 in this house for our, instead of our AE creation, it's now becoming the EF creation, 6 and 11. Just to note, the horse is number 65. 56 is number 3. 65 is number 7. The mathematics will create AD. 6 times 5, 30. 6 plus 5, 11. 11 and 30 equals to 41, your AD creation. 5, 1, 6, 2, 2, 7, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4. 8, 4. Now, we stop here, and we stop here, and we stop here, and we stop here, and we stop here. 9 and 5 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. We've had two numbers in the first 100 that duplicated. We started over at 5. Here we're at 14. We started over at 5. So we have to come to the ABC creation, because it's all, for me, it's ABC 6, BCD 9, and then you do ABCD, and that equals to your 10 or your 100% of both worlds, where you live in the BC worlds. Beta creation. Number 2 and 3. Number 23 also represents number 11 because of its mathematics. The mathematics of 2 and 3 equals 2 times 3, 6, 2 plus 3, 5, 5 and 6, 11. And it's the same thing that's replicated inside of 1 and 5. 1 times 5, 5. 1 plus 5, 6. 6 and 5, 11. It creates the house. 41, sorry, is home. So if I use home, I also have to use away. Where are you? I'm away from home. Home is 41. Away is 25. I think away is 50. 25, 26, 27, and 23 is 50. 27 and 23, another way to look at this is also to say, first of all, it's all red. Don't count the ones till last. Always count the ones alone, because their multiplication, okay, will always bring you back to the same number. So this is 48 plus 1 and 1. There's 4 letters in both of them. Look at that. I'm in the water world. H-O. Matter and energy coming together in this word after the death. Every time you see a 0, you can bring it back to 6. 5 and 6, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. All zeros equal to 6. I can't bring it to 9, because if I bring the 5 with 9, it'll be 5 and 9, 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So we bring it back to our birth, into our life, and we live in that 2020. It's hard to explain this 2020 actuality, because this 20, or if we work at 20%, and we are in the Bronze Age, bronze equals to what is 80, and it is created through 88 of the Q gate. I'm going to explain this to you in a second, but 20% of the E world we're created into equals 20% of 5 equals to what is 1. Plus or minus equals to 4 and 6. And then I'm not sure if I have this in here to share this piece with you. No, this is not the piece I wanted to share, but I'm going to share this anyways. Okay, that's one of them. Now give me a piece I wanted to share. Okay, here it is. I think this is what it is. Yeah. So there's all kinds of calculations out there. You want to look at numbers? Well, if you say 128 and somebody says, what time is it? And I go, 128. Well, half of 128 is 64. But in all actuality, 128 is 88 minutes. I can't count. Am I supposed to say 88 minutes or 128? How's someone supposed to know what 128 is? You can go 128 is 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Half of that is 104. 104 or 10-4 is communication, or half of that is 52 for the 52 weeks in a year. Why would we put together the year? Why would we put together the week? Why do we talk about time? Time and numbers, concepts. And you know what's funny about that? Is that 234, which is 117. Now, why did I get the 234? Hold on a second. I have to think. There was a reason for it. Well, I'll just tell you one of the reasons is that 234, 117, the house of bait, 117, 27, 1, and then 7 left over. Just give me a second. I'm having a little lost space here. I don't remember. There were 2 subjects I was talking about. Anyways, 234 times 13. No, hold on a second. 234 times 6 equals 1404. Let's do that again. 234 times 6 equals 1404. Rubik's Cube, 989. You see 9 here? You see 9 here? There's 8 in the middle. 26. There are 6 sides on every single cube. 26 times 6 equals 156. There are 156 sides in the cube. There are 21 times 6 equals 126. 216 is 9 times 24 for the 24 hours of the day of the 9 parts of birth, 9 months of birth. 2160 is the diameter of that moon, and we run our cycle, our periods, through that men's cycle of the moon. I'm just trying to see, there was a number I was trying to look in here, so just give me a second. 1404 divided by 26 equals 254. That's what it is. That's what it is. 54 times 26 equals 1404. Now, what is that? It's this. There's a face here of 9. There's a face here of 9. Every single face has 9. So if every single face has 9, 9 times 6 is 54. Now we need multiple Rubik's Cubes, right? We need multiple Rubik's Cubes or not. Because one of these single dices, if you see the 4 dots here and the 6 dots here, you can see there's an empty space. And you can see 1 fits in between there. That means there's 3 missing. It's 6 with 3 missing. It's 3 with 6 missing. It's 1 with 8 missing. It's 4 with 5 missing. It's 2 with 7 missing. It's 4 with 5 missing, and it's 5 with 4 missing. The total number of area space is 9 per side, representing Pluto. At 6 sides is 54. 54 by the number of cubes that are on here, 26, is 1404. That 234 times 6 equals to that 1404, and 234 times, I'm just trying to think, is it 12? No, just give me a second. 234 times yes, 234 times 8 is 1872, because the cube, this dice cube here, as I mentioned before, splits on 6 and 8. Splits on 6 and 8 to 4 and 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is 6. So we have the 6 and 8. So the lower side is 60. All we move up is 1 part in quarters, in halves, in thirds. If I have a quarter, 3/4 are missing. But I can also have 3/4 of 2/3. But then it's a percentage and a calculation. I'm not sure if you're following me with this yet or so far. Please ask me anything. What I try to do here is I go fishing. How can I make this work simply for the children of creation? And I can also go in and say, where else are these gems? Where else are these gems? Oh, here's a gem. The year we're in right now. We're in the year 5784. 84, 3 by 28. Now, 4 by 84 is 336 or 12 moons, 336 days. 51 is for Mars, or we're going to switch this into 1728. 1728 times 3 is 5184. 51 for Mars, 84 for Pluto. 84 for Pluto. Now, the thing about this is creation is 30 and the sun is 54, equaling to that 84. 135, 13, the letter M, 13, the letter M, 1000. 13. Just give me a second. I wanted to see where my vision was. Why did I say 13? 5184. I went 17 and 28. I knew that. Let me write this down. When I don't write my things down, I lose myself. So just give me a second. 5184, 17, 28. You minus it, it becomes 11. You add it, it becomes 45. Okay, that's fine. But I want to know where I got the 13 from. You can see, oh, yes. I'm sorry. 84 plus 51. Okay, so we're going to just get off here, and I'm just going to show you this little piece over here. This here equals to 135. I also get orange. I also get red. I also get yellow. Yellow is number 92. Red is number 27. Orange is number 60. When I get the orange, I get 13 and 5. When I get the yellow, I get 1 and 9. When I get the red, I get 3 and 11. It just so happens that 311 does seem to just give me a second. For some reason, out of all my dice cubes, oh, there you go. There you go. So where was I again? Yes. So that 3, right? But let's not look at it that 3 because we're, I want to know, is this world two die, 1, 2, and they're both 4. The divided world, 16 and 8, the divided gates of the 9 lives of the cat, of the 7th gate, 8 and 7. Remember, here's our base creation. Now we come into Venus. The 4 parts of Venus with the 1 birth lands us in Jupiter. But what does it land in Jupiter? It lands Pluto in Jupiter. 99, 84, the difference is 15. That's the quarter houses of Mars. And it's all split up with this over here. So we can have 4 is noted to be a quarter. So we have 4 sides, okay, is 36 equals to 4 times 9. To what is 3 reverse sides? We have 4 becomes the pole. The pole is number 48. And then we have 2, okay. This is wrong, what I just said, so I'm going to correct myself, which is also 48. The pole is 2 sides. Okay, the pole is 18, and the ring, okay, the ring is 36. 36 and 18. Now, if I was to make this triangular and turn this into the Star of David, the numbers will change a bit. But to note that in this, okay, there are 26 cubes all the same. 4 parts and 2 parts of shared cubes. So you're going to share the same thing as I said. We share the 18 and the 36. We end up with 54, but there's really 26. And there's 1 that's on the inside. What is the number of the cube that's in the center of all this? In fact, it's not a cube. It's a splitter that goes through 6 sides. I'm not sure if I want to do it this way or do it that way, that it splits 6 sides. So what are we getting at over here? Where if we were to play the game of pool, right? The 3 ball and the 11 ball are red. The 1 ball and the 9 ball are yellow. The orange balls, the 13 and the 5 ball, mix red with yellow, you get orange. So now we have to understand that what is this? Well, the 13th letter is M and the 5th letter is E. Is it matter and energy? Is it power? Is it point? Is it time? Is it cross? Is it Jesus? And altogether, when 7 and 4 11 and 7 and 7 is 14, I want to know. Because the passage to 7 is 66. And that spells the word woe man in the cycle of 28. 28 and 38 equals to 66. And this becomes 1, and this becomes 2. And that is your 3 creation. You flip over the dice, you look over for your 1 and your 2, and you say, well, is that question possible? So I go 1 and 2, and boom, I get 6 and 5, 11. I also note that 7, 3, wolf, and pigs all fit together because it's going to blow down the house. My soup is too hot. The bears are not with you. And wolf is going to blow down the pig's house. The pig is 977. 9 birth into the power of Christ. 7 equals to 65, born with an Eve. 19, what is within the moon? 14, what is the IT system within the sun? The reason for that is what the math does. And then when we do the calculation, we know it's into the E worlds. And now there's another design that goes along with this, right? Here's your gematria. We're laying down there. You climb this ladder up to 7, where that V is, the split is where the 7 is. But we get it over here, right where this cube is over here. Now we're going to go all the way to the right. I wish I can flip this picture upside down, but I can't. I'm going to see if I can get the picture upside down. Hold on a second. Just let me, I'm looking for something. I'm going to look up roulette. Just give me 1 minute. Just give me a second. I'm looking up something. Boy, wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Check that out. There's just so much stuff here. Yeah, I guess I can use that one there. Okay. I wonder if I can put that out. Just give me a second if I can get it out here in my comments. No, I lost it in the background. Just give me a second over here. Can I copy this? Let me see. Open with, edit, share. No, oh, copy. Can I put that here? Hold on a second. I want to see if I can put that here. Hold on. No, it's not letting me copy, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to add, no, I don't want to add a video clip. I want to, no. I want to add an overlay. And hold on, it's coming. It's one of these. See over here, I want to show you. Look, can I do that there? Oh, no, here. Let me see if I can get this bigger. Hold on. Okay, you see this? Orphelin. If you look orphan roulette, It's going to show you 1776, 57, 75. It's also going to show you these numbers over here. This is the electric moon. This is absolutely a perfect number if you look this up. So now I'm going to just give back to you something. Is it that one here? Okay, just 1 second. See if I can switch this. Open with, rotate right, rotate left. Okay, now we're just going to do this one here. Okay. Oh, I've got too many on here, so I have to get rid of one. I have to pick one to get rid of. Wow, I got some. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this one here. Delete overlay. Okay, I have to be able to get this one here, this one here. Just 1 second. Okay. And I am going to add this one in. Okay. 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 I don't know what's happening with my camera. Feel free to help out the channel. So what we're going to do now, right, is follow my mouse into the top left-hand corner. Okay. What? Now bring it down to where the Y, see where that Y over here is set up? Well, that Y, okay, is number 14. 1 and 4, 5. Now, if you go down to the X below, not sure if it's the X and Y chromosome or where the switch comes in. Now you come down to this one over here, right? And this area where X marks the spot, right, where 88 is, this is where number 23. So 2 and 3 and 1 and 4 come together. That is, 1 and 4 come together. That's a 911. Although this one is 2 and 3, 5, and this one is 1 and 4, 5. The 1 times 4, the 1 plus 4 equals the 5 and 4, 9. The 2 times 3, the 2 plus 3 is 5 and 6, 11. And the transition takes place here, 3 times 37. And you notice the double hexagon or the sideway 8s. We have multiple ways to the world. If you want to call the world round or flat, then there's this one over here. I'm not going to get into that one right now. You know, how 1 goes into 2, goes into 3, how you have the left side and the right side. It's a 3, 6, 9. We do not put everything together. Never put everything together. If you do, take something away from it. Many, many years ago, if you look on top of my head, my cat's sitting on the table, 3 cats, although it's disturbed, you can see clearly there's something on top of my head looking like whatever it is. Here's another picture of it from a distance. This is what a regular camera. That's the number 2 coming together. This is Brazil. This is from Monopoly. This is the free parking. And so we're going to just get out of there now and go back to the comments, which has been only myself. How come it didn't take away this? Okay, get back to the comments. Just give me a second here. Okay.
Wait, so the rules don't apply to any other company except for me. Me. This guy just left his bus to go inside the dépanneur. It's running, and his door is fucking wide open. I can go and steal his coffee.
So you just heard it. Now, you know what's funny? I wrote an answer to my son, and I said, "Be proud." And what was the other word I used with him? The word was, oh, where did I write it? Well, I don't even know where I wrote it. Wow, where did I write that? I thought I just wrote that to them. Wow. I wrote, yes, the word, that was the word. Nice. Nice. Ice, putting an end to the ice. We have to understand trying to learn words. Okay, so let me get back to where I was. We were with the game of pool. We mixed up red and yellow. We got orange. We got matter and energy and power and point. We also got bull is number 47. Bull is number 24, and 21 is 45, is 47 for bull. So we see where all the numbers come together. Now, matter and energy and 135, we're not going to end it there, right? We can't end it here. But let's look at it separately. Instead of just ME, we have the first letter, we have A. We have the third letter, we have C. And then we have what is E. But it's detached from these letters. At the same time, if you take a second look at this, right? This is 1005. Where do I get this? This is a Roman numeral. This is the fifth letter, and all you have to do is put these two together. And by putting these two together, you will get number 35 and 9 coming together. Addition 13, addition 22. The reverse alphabet of this is 14. You notice the way M was 13, 1 and 3, 4. The reverse becomes 1 and 4, 5. And the V becomes the E. The V is the E is the V. Did I get that right? Right. I did that wrong. You see, but if you notice that the E5 moves into the reverse of what is V. On va essayer d'expliquer une autre fois. It becomes 5-4. It becomes what is the sun system. Rotation of 9 and 6. Just give me 1 second. Rotation of 9 and 6. Why? Pourquoi? Attends une minute. I want to explain it again. The E reverse alphabet is V. The M reverse alphabet is N. 13th letter, 14th letter. 13th letter, 14th letter. 1 and 3 equals to 4. 1 and 4 equals to 5. The 22nd letter is V. The 5th letter is E. 22, 2 and 2 equals to 4 and 5. 5, 4, 5, 4. 5, 4, 5, 4. The sun, 9 times 6 equals to 54. 9 times 6 equals to 54. Your creation of this is understanding this, that there is 1, that there is 2, that there is 3, that there is 5, that there is 4, and that there is 6 dots. When you add these all up, it equals to 21. This cube, which is a replicate of this die, equals to a total of 54. When you minus it, you're left over with 33. So what you do, if you want to see what can come out of that, is that 3 times 3 equals to 9. That 3 plus 3 equals to 6. No, okay, that's what you get. So we're going to just draw it up, right? We're just going to draw it up. We got a number 9, right? And then over here, we got a number 6, but it looks like the percentage sign. And that percentage sign that joins the two is found on number 5. Now, if we went ahead and we created the card in the game, if you want, card game, by the way, they're both number 26, 5 equals to 42, dividing of the gate. Now, if we want to add 9 to this, I just add 1 here and 1 here and 1 here and 1 here. And now we know that Pluto, okay, fits into Jupiter. When you have 84 for Pluto and 99 for Jupiter, right, we're going to do it this way. Whoop, I don't want to do it that way. 84 and 99 equals to 183. 9 and 4, 13. 9 and 8, 17. 7 and 1, 8. 1 and 3, 4. We're now back into what is Pluto. Again, April 8th, 3 by 28. The A, B, C equals to 6 or 60 seconds. The B, C, D equals to 9 or 90 seconds to what is A, B, C, D equals to 10 or 100 seconds or 100% or the percentage. And the difference is 1.5 times 6 equal to 9. Since it's 1.5 times 6 equal to 9, it's not double, but yet 1 point. I'm just okay. We're going to leave out this. I'm just going to finish with this part. When you create the connection of this artwork, you're going to see that this happens. Before I go there, I'm going to show you it only took 6 to connect this. And then if you want, we can show the windmill star system that we live in, the transfers between 2 different worlds. And if we want to create a little bit more, and we want to know why the two 110 towers came down, the power structure has changed. Now the tower is now in between where the 2 towers were. Now you have these towers if you want. And that's how this system works. This is the Pluto system. That when you see the pylons on the road for construction, it's all about Pluto. All about Pluto. The 9 face, the 9th planet, all about Pluto. But it doesn't work that way. The area space where we sit, where we breathe right now, we are in the fabric of space. That without this fabric of space, we are not here. That if they would take away, if they would turn the temperature as high as it can go or as cold as it can go, either we'll shatter and break, or we will melt. But all our molecules under certain vibrations will come apart. When do things start coming apart? Let me see. I wanted to talk about number 5 because I already started it and I've shown it already in the video about number 5, right? So when we get to the next 5, right, let me just do this over here. We have, let me just, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this. Let me drag this down here. So we have 100, 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, 135, 140. At this number over here, this is where it ends. It ends on this number over here. In fact, it might end over here. We can't count it to the end, right? Because this counts. Let me see, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, this is 9. Okay, this is 5. We stop it here. We get the division of the sun. Let me show you where that was. We were just there with 135, right? And now we're going to go over here. SUN, 19, 21, and 14. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0, 1. 2 and 1, 3. 1 and 4, 5. 1, 3, 5, where Pluto and Jupiter come together. We divide the sun. We disconnect or deferred current or direct current, and we split it right over here. So then we have A here and A here. And in blackjack, it's ace 11 or K11 built into the house, into the dog house. 26 for the dog, 24 for the cat. 8 and 6. 2 and 6 equals 8. 2 and 4 equals to 6. The house of DC. I'm trying to see where else we were getting with that. Yes, yes. Now, if we want to complete the mirror of this, I have to go 145, 150, 155, 160, 165, 170, 175, 180. I just want to see where I get this. 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, and this is 185. And this one will end up where it is. Let me see this, 13, 4. Yes, here's the last one. We end the last one at 185. Let me show you why. Should it be 185 or 140? First of all, we started with 5, right? What was I looking for? Right, I'm looking for 5. Okay, so here's the first one. Here's the second one. Here's the third one. Sorry, it should end over here. The beginning and the end. And how many did we need? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It splits between 23 and 24. Here's the first 3 of them. And if we don't touch this one, we end up over here inside the sun until we reach this one over here. Because the 4 mirrors, as I showed you, A, B, C, D brings both worlds together. So should we stop on I-95? Not sure if you're following, but that's okay. Let me see what else we've done. Forward, crossover, Jupiter, Pluto. We did this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now we're going to just go on to something else, and we're going to end the video just to explain something. The cube. The calculator. The 4 is in this position. There's only 2 colors. The 7 is in the corner position. There are 3 colors. The 9 is in the corner, 3 colors. And the 1, 3, 7, and 9 all have 3 colors. The 2, 4, 6, 8 all have 2 colors. So we separate them. They're separated. All of them. We have 1, 3, 7, and 9. They'll all be, this will be multiplied by 3. So if we do that, we end up with 3 and 9 and 21 and 27. If we do this, it's multiplied by 2. So we end up with 4 and 8 and 12 and 16. So we end up with 28, 38. We end up with 28 and 12 is 40. We end up with 21, 31, 41, 42, and 12. Did I get that right? 12 and 21 is 33, 43, 53. We end up with 60. We end up with that 20% split of number 5. 20% of number 5 equals to 1, plus 1 minus 1 equals to what is 4, 5, and 6, or the Federation def. It doesn't matter what you say, doesn't matter what you see, what you repeat. They don't hear you, and then they go Venn. They go Venn. 60-40 is also, if you notice in here, the Zion operator is not 64, but the operator is where the 0 is, and 0 equals to 64. And that is just to note that in Monopoly, the Mediterranean is number 42. That's right. The Mediterranean is 2 and 42. I'm going to get with that in another video to explain it. You must start at go. You have 2 on the dice. Go is number 1. So you go and your Mediterranean is 1 and 2. You cannot get it. You must go around the table and dice. You must dice 41 in order to get back to here, which is actually position 42. So we've done this. We have 102, which is Valentine's, by the way, the 45th day of the year. Also, when you add these numbers together, let me see the crisscross of 1, 2, 4. the 1, 3. Okay, so we have the hold on a second. We have the 8 and 9, 17. 1 and 7 equals to 8. We have the 7 and 6, 13. 1 and 3 equals to 4. So we have 8, 4. We have the 3 and 4 equals to 7. So we have 7, 4, 8. And then we have the 1, 2 equals to 3. So what is this number here? I'm just trying to, oh yes, I did it backwards, right? So when I do it backwards, connecting these two, it really turns out amazing, because 2 and 9 becomes 11, 11. Being of the other world is the power, is the energy, is the Christ, is the birth in the IT system. But here's your creation world. This will create the house of bait, number 27, which is half. We can match up this. Remember, when you look at time and I say 14, it can be the 14th hour, which is 2 o'clock. But the 33 minutes remain the same. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 18, and 9 equals to 27. 9, 9, 9. Venus and Jupiter. When we do this one over here, 6 and 3, 9, 8 and 1, Venus becomes 99, becomes 11, 11 and 91, becomes 81 and 121. And this is from go to go. From go to go on the third round. We start in 1, we go around. Our first time we get to go was 41. The second time we get to go was 81. And then we get to 121. We've gone around the Monopoly board from 1 to 41 is one time, to 81, and then over here, and then you come over to 161, and you start again. Earth and Mars come together. And then I had these rows over here, which was, I think I used this number 17, right? When I use 17, second area of 17, third area of 17, and then the mirror brings us into the house. The reverse of this 17 was this number 9. I'm just trying to figure out how and why I did all of this. Anyways, 8764, this says House of God, G-O-D. H, God. That's what these letters will bring up. 51 is going to be Mars. It's going to be blue because cold goes with number 34. Here's your, oh, right. What did I do? So 1, 3, 2, 4, 6, 8 was over here. Just trying to see what where the whole thing fit together. 2, 4, 6, 8 was here. 2, 4, 6, 8 was here. I'm just trying to see why I did all that. I cannot explain it right now, so I guess I'm not going to explain it. Other than heart equals to 52, you put the spade over the heart, you get 97, birth at the 7th gate. So we're going to go ahead and make a heart, and then we're going to do a spade, right? You can do a spade, right? We're going to do the heart and the spade. We do this, and we do this. We got that spade, right? We have the spade, and then we did that with the spade, right? We made a stand with the spade. And the spade and the heart come together to create your birth in the gateway, and you end up with 808, like 808 bicycle cards. I'm just going to go back and see if there's anything else I can add to this. Yes, I'll do this in the next one. These are your fingers and your toes. And remember, when you die, bring it into the equation from birth to death, that when you die, you are buried 6 feet deep. Yet the last time I looked down, I only had 2 feet. So therefore, instead of having 5 and 5, I now have 15 fingers on the right hand and 15 fingers on the left hand, and my toes connected to the cross. I now have my 30 toes. So when I play tennis, I go 15, 15, 30, and the 10 for creation. For my base crisscross over creation is 7 and 3, 10. For the 9 and 1, 10. For the 4 and 6, 10, 30. Into the 8 and 2, 10, which is the reflection. And you can consider the game of bowling inside of this also, and how it works, because everything is connected to the rules and the regulations, and those who judge are judging for the teams and not for themselves, and they cannot take the puck or the trophy home. They wear black and white, and they're supposed to be governing the game for the integrity of the game and nothing more. It's not for them to change any of the rules or regulations in the game. It's for those in the game themselves. And the craziest thing in the world. They say names will never harm you, but the whole thing is what you write out and what you say, and signatures will harm you. Every time you like, you sign something, it's because you have an agreement into where we are. And it's time to take a stand with that and try to figure out how to stop the matrix from always gaining on us, and how to, I don't know, I'm lost for words, a little tired. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. I was out yesterday and I was at a party and I was looking at the moon. Thank you for watching this video.